you today? Glorious. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I am the senior minister here today and always, I guess, right now, always. And we are here to celebrate love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, wisdom, joy, all the attributes of God that we all are. If you're wondering, it's Halloween. I thought I'd dress up like a minister. You ready to sing and dance? Here we go. Something great has happened and love has taken hold and it won't let go of us now. Something here is calling us forward, upward motion. We're drops in one ocean. Roll on. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the voice of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together now. Whoa. Every day's a chance you can do something amazing to feel your passion blazing and shine. Paint with every vision and dance in new directions. Explode to new heights in your mind. I will rise up with you today. Lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the voice of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the voice of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together now. Let's stand together now. Yes, indeed. Let's stand together. Whew. This is not lasting very long. It's very warm up here. Yeah, okay. No. Loosen the tie. There we go. Yeah, I'll loosen the tie. Oh, that's much better. Once again, welcome to Unity of Tucson. We are a spiritual community that likes to have fun, right? Fun is an important part of experiencing life, so let's all choose to have fun today. What do you say? Yeah. Now, there's one thing about this fun that I'm going to let you know about, and that is we're going to talk about a lot of things here today. I'm going to tell you some of the tenets of what we teach here at Unity of Tucson, and you may not believe everything you hear today. And as I say every week, that's okay. That's absolutely okay, because what we are here to do is to encourage that we take a look at our belief system and know that our beliefs are creating our experience. As the master teacher Jesus said, it is done unto you as you believe. And so as we acknowledge and look at our belief system, knowing that it is the way our lives are unfolding, if something isn't quite right, there's something within each and every one of us that we can address to allow the quality of our life to be enhanced. So that's what we're here to do. So if something does butt up against your belief system, that's okay. Just acknowledge it. Say, oh, I see you. There you are. And maybe there's something that I need to consider here. And be on the journey of questioning. Now, we do also have a vision and a mission here at Unity of Tucson, and I would love for us as a community to state out loud these words of our vision statement first. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. The vision is how we see the world. The mission are the steps we take to get there. And so let's state these words of our mission statement out loud together. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. Sometimes I just have to take a moment and reflect on that myself and think what's coming up for me around that, because I've been saying that phrase for years and years and years and years, and still there's nuance within it that I'm on the exploration of uncovering for myself. And I trust and know that you are all doing the same if you've been a longtime member of this community especially. If you are joining us for the first time, I want to say special welcome to you. Grateful to have you here. Let me first acknowledge anyone who may be watching online and joining us for the first time today. It's a delight to know that you've decided to share your Sunday morning, or if you're watching in the archive, whenever you've decided to watch, it's a delight to know that you're sharing your energy with us. And if you will go to unitytucson.com/connect and fill out some information there, we can keep this conversation going. And it's so grateful that you decided to be here. And I'm so grateful for everyone who's decided to be here in the room for the first time today. If you are here for the first time, and if you are comfortable with identifying yourself by standing up or raising your hand, we would love to, spread some love towards you. So is there anyone who's joining us for the first time today? Welcome, grateful to have you here. Grateful. And I want to acknowledge that there is something that we know about you. You may not realize that we know this about you, but we would like to share it with you if you're okay with us sharing that. Shall we share what we know? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. You are magnificent. You are absolutely magnificent, and what a delight it is that you're shining your light and sharing your magnificence. Now, we know that about you because one of the tenets that we offer here is that you, every single person we encounter, you, I, we are all reflections of one another. So what I choose to see in you is a reflection of something that I choose to see in myself as well, and I trust that we all take that to heart. And so I think as a community, we should affirm for ourselves these words here. Shall we? When they come up, there they are. Let's say this together. I am magnificent. One more time. I am magnificent. How does that feel? That's a good response today. I love that. Yes. We honor all faith traditions, all religious paths, and all spiritual ideas here at Unity of Tucson. And one of the ways that we do that is with a ceremony that we've adopted here in our community called Lighting the Flames of Faith. Here to guide us in that ceremony today, will you please welcome our keepers of the flames today, Lynn Peterson and Mary Alls.
Jonathan dressed as a minister. And I decided I would dress like I was going to the gala.
You know what I dressed as? A minister's mom.
That's great. And I have my bling, my stretchy pants so I can eat. And I have my really comfy shoes so I can dance. We light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by the sacred law. Forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We honor a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to divine love and the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all those who are not yet unaware of the power and presence of the Spirit in our lives, and for the space we are holding for them, and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. The final candle is the healing candle. It represents the revealing of the divinity at the core of all experiences. This is your candle for whatever in your mind and heart that requires the light. Namaste.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome.
No worries. This candle, of course, as you know, is our peace candle. And if you're new to our community, we keep the peace candle consistently illuminated with this in mind, that it represents a consistent illumination of peace in our own hearts. As we allow our inner peace to inform our thoughts, our deeds, our intentions, our actions, right where each and every one of us is, we are a point of spreading peace throughout this world. And so let's honor that understanding by reading together this prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace reigns in the world. We have an extraordinary, you can stand up, it's okay. You can stand up, I'm still going to introduce you. We have an extraordinary core of spiritual leadership here at Unity of Tucson. We have several staff ministers who are all volunteers in their position and also prayer chaplains. And it is always a delight to let them share their insight and wisdom every Sunday with this section of our celebration each week, which is a reading, guiding us in our monthly affirmation and also guiding us in prayer. So here to do that today, please welcome Reverend Felicia Searcy.
Thank you, Jonathan. So, good morning and happy Halloween. So, my thought was, we're in the month of transformation, and you know, Halloween is a day that we take on a different identity, and really, we're moving through the world. The world sees our personality, and part of our vision is to remember who we are. And so I thought that I'd read from What Are You by Imelda Shanklin this morning, where we might shift the question just a little bit from who we are to what we are. So she says this: what are you? Until you can answer this question promptly and correctly at any time that it is asked, you do not know yourself well enough to trust yourself, to be happy, to be assured of continued safety and well-being. If you've been considering yourself wholly as a personal entity, you will also answer the question incorrectly when it is asked you. The error in your mind which causes you to assume the who when you should recognize the what is the source of every misunderstanding in life that perplexes you. The personal is seen, in fact, the personal can be changed. In the fact that the personal can be changed lies in your hope of achievement. In the fact that the impersonal is changeless lies your assurance of the obtainable perfection in the realms of conscious being. From glory to glory passes the personal in its search for the peace-bestowing impersonal, which has its home in the heart of God. Thou art the Son of the living God, son or daughter of the living God. In your everlasting nature, you are impersonal, impregnable. Square your consideration of life by these facts, and you will be supplied with ample courage for every demand. So as we come into the awareness of not just remembering who we are, but what we are divine intelligence stepped down into 3D human form. And so as we own that at a cellular level, let's together affirm our affirmation for the month. So I'll say it twice, and then I'll invite you to say it with me. I am an evolutionary transformer living in a deep and rich personal life experience. I am an evolutionary transformer living a deep and rich personal experience. And let's say that one more time. I am an evolutionary transformer living a deep and rich personal life.
Thank you, Felicia. I'm going to invite us all to relax right where we are, to settle in as we allow music also to take us on a journey. Just take this opportunity to be present right here as the presence.
I breathe in, I breathe out, I take in, I give out, I let love, I let go, I release, I know, I forgive, I receive, I can feel, I believe, I am healed, I am whole, I release, I
As we breathe in this precious breath, reminding us that we are here receiving this gift of life, something wonderful is happening today through us and as us. It's this thing called life. And as I remember that I am the pure expression of being, I am the physical manifestation, the son, the daughter of the living being, then who I am shows up as this divine expression in this 3D world. I am the expression of love. I am the expression of abundance. I am the expression of peace. And as I claim this for myself and move in the world from my true identity, truly, this is how not only I transform my life, but we transform and heal the planet. And we give deep, deep thanks for this awareness and for our ability to transmit and translate love with every action, every encounter, just simply by being. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is.
Thank you, Felicia. song. Now for something entirely different. Last March, we did a concert here called the Feeling Good Concert.
And it was
It was good.
good.
It was good.
It was good.
Yes. One of the things that ended up happening as part of that is I was introduced to this gentleman, Matt Holter, who came and joined us for that concert, and I've been trying to get him here to sing with us on a Sunday ever since, and he has agreed to sing today, but I told him there's a song that I want us to sing together. And so I think I'm just going to let the song be what it is and talk a little bit about the song. But here, with our special music, please welcome me and Matt Holter.
Beyond that road lies a shining world.
Beyond that road lies despair.
Beyond that road lies a world that's gleaming.
People who are scheming,
Beauty,
hunger,
glory,
sorrow,
never a pain or care.
he's liable to find a couple of surprises there. There's a song he must sing, it's a well-known song, but the tune is bitter and it doesn't take long to learn.
I can learn.
That pretty little world that beams so bright, that pretty little world that seems delightful can burn.
Let me learn. Let me learn. Oh, I can see it shining somewhere. Somewhere those lights invite me to come there and learn. And I'm ready. I can hear it. Sirens singing. Inside my ear, I hear them all singing. Come learn. Who knows? Maybe all the visions that I see may be waiting just for me to say it. Make me feel it. I know it's so, I know that it really can be. Let me learn. I can see it.
Can see it
Shining
somewhere. Those lights not only glitter, but once there, they burn.
I can see it. I can hear it.
Sirens singing. Don't listen close, or maybe you'll never return. Who knows? Maybe all the visions he can see may be waiting just for him to say.
Make me a part of it.
Make him see it.
Sights inside of me.
Make him feel it. He knows it, so I know that it really may be
Just what I've always waited for. This is what my life's created for. Let him learn.
Thank you. I want to give a special acknowledgement as well to Linda Ackerman. I sent her this music and I said, I just want you to be prepared. This is a beast of a song to play. Was I wrong? No, it's a beast of a song to play, and I'm so grateful for you and what you bring to this entire. And thank you to the guys as well. Thank you so much. I'm going to talk about the song in just a moment, but I want to start today with, so I'm going to start today by acknowledging first and foremost that we are in week 2 of our Fall Renewal Series. The Fall Renewal Series is where we take an opportunity to look at a particular book within the New Thought movement and go on a deep dive over the course of several weeks, and we have small groups that are meeting every single week that are taking the discussion that we have here on a Sunday even further in their small group discussion. And so we've been looking at the book, The 5 Principles by Ellen Davenport. And essentially, the 5 principles, I did bring a copy of it up here today, and I'm going to show you the copy, and then I'm going to let you know we're currently sold out in the bookstore, but they are on order. So if you have not received your copy, they will be here soon. The 5 principles are the 5 basic principles of unity. There are 5 basic principles of unity. And essentially, that's all we ever really focus on and teach. Last week, we talked about the first principle being God is all there is. That's it. God is all there is. Whether you call it the universal spiritual power, the infinite creative energy, whatever you choose to call it, I choose to call it God. I also choose to call it love. It is a creative energy, and it's the only thing that exists. And we then step into principle 2, which is you, me, all of us, we are God. Blasphemy, right? It can be blasphemous. That statement can sound blasphemous from the point of view of someone who's perhaps grown up with a different idea. But here's how I work that in my own mind. If God is all there is, God is infinite. And there can be nothing separate from the infinite. We cannot be separate from the infinite, otherwise we are finite and God is finite. And so that's how I have logically come to a place of realization of my identity and the identity of each and every person I encounter as God. So her second chapter is entitled, You Are God. You are God. And then she starts the chapter with this. What's the point of spiritual growth? She asks that question. What's the point of spiritual growth? Seriously, if God is not a wrathful deity keeping tabs on our behavior and poised to send us to hell, why is it important to follow a spiritual path? Here's the thing. The answer to that question is going to be as varied as there are people who ask the question. You get to decide why it is important to follow a spiritual path, and you are welcome to choose to follow a spiritual path or not. Like I say every week, I'm not here to tell you what to think. I mean, I say it in various ways. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I am not here to tell you what to believe. I'm here to offer tenets and ideas that perhaps you can allow yourself to move forward with to enhance the quality of your life. Because what I have found is that embracing a spiritual path for me has enhanced my quality of life. And so that's what drove me. I don't even want to say I was driven. I was inspired to be a minister so that I could share this with the world. That's exciting to me, right? So the answer to that question, why is it important to follow a spiritual path? You get to decide why it's important. Now, this song that I chose today, and there's a construct around it. I have always wanted to sing this song on the Sunday right before Halloween. Because it's a trick-or-treat song. There's the treat, I'm the trick. Here are the lyrics. Beyond that road lies a shining world, he sings. Beyond that road lies despair. Beyond that road lies a world that's gleaming, people who are scheming, beauty, hunger, glory, sorrow, never a pain or care. He's liable to find a couple of surprises there, right? So we're playing very specific characters. I'm playing the pragmatist, he's playing the idealist. Now, the funny thing, I'm going to tell you, so this is a song from the musical The Fantastics, which premiered in 1960 off Broadway. To my knowledge, it never had a Broadway run, but it ran off Broadway for something like almost 50 years. It is still to this day the longest running musical in history. Yeah. It did close off Broadway several years ago, and then it reopened a couple years after that. And I think it now is still playing in New York City. So in this play, there's this character named El Gallo. That's the pragmatist, right? And then there's a character, but funny enough, the character's name is Matt, and Matt played Matt. But El Gallo is kind of the pragmatist, the voice of reason throughout the play, trying to always guide in some way to settling into realizing what life is really all about. And that's kind of what we do in this philosophy. We're kind of always balancing the idealism and the pragmatism. That's what happens in New Thought. And I think that that's what many mystics have initially struggled with as they began their journey of being mystics. That they were struggling with the idealism and the pragmatism and trying to find the balance between the two. I think that Buddha, Muhammad, Jesus, Moses, they all were struggling with these ideas. Now, New Thought as a philosophical path, I will remind you, was never meant to be a religion. Welcome to church. It was always meant to be a philosophical corollary to whatever path was yours, whatever religious path was yours. And the tenets of New Thought can really be applied to all faith traditions. That's why we honor all faith traditions. Now, the development of New Thought has deep ties into the philosophical construct of idealism. You're getting a little bit of a lecture today, but I promise it's going somewhere. So the philosophical construct of idealism, really the philosophy of Plato, remember that guy? Did you study that guy, when you were in school? Basically holds to these ideas. See if these resonate with you. See if these sound familiar to you. Idealism is this: the set of metaphysical perspectives asserting reality is equivalent to mind, spirit, or consciousness. That reality is entirely a mental construct, or that ideas are the highest form of reality, or have the greatest claim to being considered real. Does that sound familiar? Sound like a philosophy, perhaps, that we've been talking about for a while here? That's what I talk about every week. Our minds are creative. Our minds rooted in our thoughts, our beliefs, and the feelings that are all related to those thoughts and beliefs. It is creative. And so reality is the experience we are having in mind. So El Gallo guides Matt on this journey of realization. We talk a lot about realization in this philosophy as well. So on Halloween every year, well, not every year, not since I was an adult for the most part, have I actually dressed up and gone trick-or-treating. I don't know about you. I did go trick-or-treating a lot when I was a teenager, but I would usually go up to the door, knock on the door, trick-or-treat, and they would open the door and they go, "You're grown up." But I don't want to be. I started thinking about the nature of that experience, where in trick-or-treating, the costumed child is the idealist, right? We're going to go out, and we know that we're going to find the houses with the good candy, right? We know that it's all good and so much fun, and we're playful and everything. Yes, we have an expectation of only good. We have an expectation of only good. And then they are subject to the pragmatists, the parents' warning, Make sure you check your candy. Make sure if they give you an apple that you don't bite into it, because there might be a razor blade in there. I never found a razor blade in an apple. The trick is that the parents are offering relativistic warnings. They're saying we need to be aware of the circumstances and we need to be concerned about the circumstances. And this is not to diss on parents, because parents are doing the best job they can. And they want to protect their children, right? Just like Al Gaio is trying to protect Matt by saying the world out there is not going to be what you expect. I love Matt's perspective, though, because he's basically saying, or is it? Maybe it should be exactly what I expect. So the treat is the frame of mind, the experience in mind that we choose to have. And we're all walking that balancing act like a tightrope all the time. I still walk it. I still have this balancing act going on. I still have moments. I talked about a moment last week when I was in Hawaii and talked about my friend and his experience with the, in the medical world and having to be airlifted off of Kauai and go to Oahu. That is a relativistic concern that I got to have the experience of. But my role, what I decided my role was in that relative experience was to be the idealist. To be the one who says, I have an expectation of only good, irrespective of what the circumstances look like, and that is what we teach in New Thought. And it all is rooted in our frame of mind. Reality is equivalent to mind, spirit, or consciousness. The reality we are experiencing is the reality that we are interpreting in mind, in consciousness, in spirit. So what does any of this have to do with the second principle, which is you are God? The second principle being you are God. Now, I want to be very clear, because this is what people sometimes think when, I stand up here and say, I am God. Or if you go out and, here's the thing, y'all going to have Thanksgiving at some point. If you do not have a family that is involved in New Thought, it's probably not a great idea to sit at the Thanksgiving table and say, so my preacher, I am dressed. I guess I am preaching. My minister told me that he is God, and he said that I am God. That may not go over too well in some circles at Thanksgiving. So just be aware of who you're talking to. What we are not saying we are the allness of God. That's not what we're saying. We are not saying that we are dominating others because we know our identity. No, we are saying this. We are an individualization of the infinite creative spirit. We are an individualization of the Most High. We are an individualization of this creative energy. We are unified wholeness with dominion only over one thing, and that is our own use of mind. And as we recognize the dominion we have over our use of mind, we are constructing and creating greater quality experiences of life. I love you. I'm not that concerned about you. I'm concerned with my quality of life. And I offer these teachings so that you can do the work. And it's work. Oh. See, nobody ever wants to. I don't know why you're like my Ed McMahon today. I keep looking to you like you're going to have something to say. This stuff is work. Nobody ever wants to hear that, right? And I say it a lot. And then what's the punchline? This stuff is work. Until when, William?
I decide it's not.
Notice how he changed it. He used to say, it's work. And I would say, until when, William? It's not, is what he would say. But he made an important distinction. It's work until I decide it's not. It's a decision. And the work doesn't have to be hard. That's a decision. You get to thrive in this philosophy. That's what I love about this philosophy. It is a philosophy that is encouraging thriving. It is a philosophy that is encouraging living life to the fullest. And it is a philosophy that is encouraging equality and the recognition of equality, because when I know who I am, I must understand that about all of creation, and therefore we are all on an equal playing field. There can be no isms, there can be no phobias, there can be no detrimental ideas in mind if I know who I am. I can only look upon the faces of every single person I encounter and see one thing and one thing only, and that is the face of God, irrespective of the Halloween mask you might be wearing. So we are, each and every one of us, an individualization of unified wholeness with dominion over our own use of mind. You are an identity of God. You are an identity of God. You are an identity of wholeness. You are an identity of beingness behind the mask of the life circumstances that you wear. Beyond that road is a shining world. That's the truth. Beyond that road lies despair. That's the mask. Beyond that road lies a world that's gleaming. That's the treat. People who are scheming, that's the trick. And we are so quick to trick our own minds into thinking the truth about those things rather than living the principles of magnificence. I say every week, you are magnificent. We acclaim and exclaim for ourselves, I am magnificent. Are you truly living a magnificent life? You don't have to answer that. But it's a good reflection to have. How magnificent is your life really? Because I could very easily look at all the circumstances of my life and say, it's not so magnificent. Or I could remind myself the truth of my being. I am that which is. We are, each and every one of us, the Most High. We are the light, the life, the peace, the power, the beauty, the joy, the harmony of wholeness. You are not defined by the circumstances of your life, unless you decide to be. You are not defined by the circumstances of your life. You are the relator to those circumstances, of those circumstances. How will you choose to relate to the circumstances of your life from this point moving forward? Will you choose to relate to those circumstances through the trick by being a pragmatist or even a nihilist? Look how bad it is. Or will you know that you have dominion and treat yourself to a higher quality of life? There are challenges in this, because we could look to the excuses that seem to contradict the good. She talks about this a little bit in the book, because she asks the question that comes up in every single class I ever teach in spiritual practice. I see Marva, she's nodding her head. She knows what I'm about to say, because here's the question that always comes up. What about Hitler? What about Osama bin Laden? What about the terror we see others going through? I knew he had to go. He has to go to his other church gig. Bye, Matt. Thank you. Are you willing to let go of looking at the excuses to this frame of mind? Because here's the thing. Are we going to keep dredging up the past so that it becomes present and active in our present? Or are we willing to say we have learned from the past and we know now how to move forward? Live the treat or live the trick. It's all up to you to decide. It's up to you to decide. How do we experience ourselves as that essence of the divine? Well, that can be the trick. Because it can't be intellectualized. I talk about it every Sunday for 20, 25, 30, 45, 50 minutes, an hour. I will let you know that my talks have gotten considerably shorter since I came back from Toronto. There were a couple talks in Toronto I gave that were 45 minutes long, but when I was in the mode of it, I didn't realize how much time was passing. Now I have a countdown clock to keep me honest. Now everybody's going to look back, how much time does he have? We talk about it a lot, but the way to experience and understand your God nature truly is to resonate in the feeling of it, the feeling tone. When I was studying to receive my doctorate in consciousness studies, that's really what I settled my mind into, is that I define God as the feeling tone. And that's the way I experience God, as a feeling, the feeling tone. And so I want us to go into a centering exercise where perhaps we can experience this feeling tone. And I invite you to just allow yourself to have the experience. Let's take a moment and close our eyes, if that's comfortable for you. It is not a requirement. Simply relax into this moment. Simply allow. And I want to read first this quote that Davenport used from Eckhart Tolle. Take a breath. Jesus speaks of the innermost I am, the essence of identity of every man and woman, every life form, in fact. He speaks of the life that you are. Some Christian mystics have called it the Christ within. Buddhists call it your Buddha nature. For Hindus, Atman, the indwelling God. When you are in touch with that dimension within yourself, and being in touch with it is your natural state, not some miraculous achievement, all your actions will reflect the oneness with all life that you sense deep within. This is love. This is love. Allow yourself to feel the sensation of love. Let it well up from within and recognize that it is part of you. Recognize that that love essence is God. And as Meister Eckhart, the Christian mystic theologian, said, between God and me, there is no between. That feeling is your identity as God. There is only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life. That life is your life. That life is our life now. That life is our identity now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. Our identity now. There's only one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is our life now, our identity now. I can see it.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said.
the same. For there is only this loving, creative energy. There is only this source. There is only this presence. There is only God. And this is our identity. This is the truth of our being. We are the light. We are the life. We are the love. And I choose to understand this by deepening in and recognizing the feeling tone that it is, and I am, and we all are. I hold firm in my faith that this is so. And I choose to understand that every single person I encounter is the face of God. Irrespective of the masks they wear, all I see, all I know, all I understand, all I experience is divinity in all creation. For we are that. We are God. And it is with gratitude and appreciation overflowing from within that I simply allow the pure, perfect unfoldment of this to be. I let it be so, and I affirm it as so by saying, and so it is. Amen. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said. And right here in this holy silence, I find God. Oh, I find God. I find myself. Just feel that feeling. Doesn't it feel good? Yeah, I love that feeling. If you are new to our community, I normally give homework every week. Because we are in the period of the fall renewal, the homework is simply this: read the next chapter of the book. You get the honor also of, because it's the 5th Sunday in the month, you get the honor of me leading our offering today. Normally I have somebody come up from our community who leads us in the offering. And there are many ways that you can support Unity of Tucson by giving. You can give by check or cash. You can give in the bookstore. You can scan the QR code there. Many ways to give and support. But I want to talk about something else a little bit today, and that is this, that we are launching today our pledge drive to know what it is that we will have available from our community for 2024 for our budget year. We launch a pledge drive every single year. The pledge drive lasts through the month of November, and what we are asking is for your acknowledgement of what you are choosing to give during the 2024 year. And that helps us as leaders in this community, the board of directors and I, to make appropriate decisions about how we can support this community and how we can let this community thrive. Your support is what allows this community to thrive, and so I'm encouraging you to participate in that. There are forms that you can pick up. You can also scan. There are QR codes on placards outside in the lobby. You can scan the QR code and go directly to our website where you can fill out your pledge information. We do ask for pledges, perhaps in 2 areas of consideration. One is for the general fund. We also do ask for pledges to our capital improvement and repair fund. Those are both funds that we enjoy, increasing so that we can do what we want to do here. The other thing that's happening is this. When we approved the bylaws of Unity of Tucson, we approved a new set of bylaws at the last annual meeting. As part of that bylaw package, one of the things that we are now instructed to do, and we have to do according to our bylaws, is do a membership renewal process every year. So this is a whole new thing. If you've been a longtime member of Unity of Tucson, this is a whole new thing. If you are currently a registered member of Unity of Tucson, you will be receiving an email that was set to automatically be delivered in about 4 minutes. On that email, all we are asking is that you click the link and you go in and say, yes, I am deciding to continue being an active member of this community. You will have all month to do this, and we're going to keep talking about it all through till the end of November, because this is an important part of how we maintain accurate records here at Unity of Tucson. So that's going to be coming out. You're going to hear a lot about it, but if you can go in today and fill out that information, that would be amazing. Now, here's the other part of that. If you do not receive that email today and you think that you are a full active member, please make sure that you contact the office so that we ensure that our records are correct. We will make corrections to those records, and so this is going to be a big old drive that we're going to be doing all month, and I encourage you to participate so that we can move into 2024 with pristine records of our membership. Now, as the baskets go around today for our collection, for our offering, I'm going to invite you to, if you want to stand up and move your body as we sing our giving song, we'll have a good time doing it.
Celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. Here as I share gratefully, this love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. Woo! Here we go. I celebrate my abundance today. By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. Yes, it does. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself.
Yeah. Yes, here to guide us in the blessing of the offering, please welcome to the stage Reverend Sue Oliver. Yay, Sue!
So I'm not mic'd up, but can you hear me? Oh, do we love to bless or what? So for those of you who haven't been here before, we're going to just rev up our energy, our blessing energy, and send it to these gifts. And do we have the blessing coming
There
up?
it
Here
is.
we go. All right, let's join and bless these gifts.
We bless these gifts, and we see these gifts going out and blessing our community and the world. And so it is. Amen. Indeed. Thank you so much, Sue. Here's a little bit about what's happening at Unity of Tucson. Roll it.
It's Sunday, October 29th, 2023, and here's what's happening at Unity of Tucson. Coming up Saturday, November 4th, plan on attending the next Sophia Women's Group from 10 a.m. until noon. Contact Emila De Toro for more information. Also on Saturday, November 4th, please join Sherry Hoffman for Dance Zen, an evening of expressive freeform dance beginning at 6 p.m. in Harmony Hall. Dance Zen is offered on a suggested $10 love offering basis. Please join Unity of Tucson as we gather to fight hunger here in Tucson. It's time to move our feet for the Crop Hunger Walk, Sunday, November 5th. Please see Joyce Hawley in Harmony Hall for more details and to sign up to be a walker, a sponsor, or both. Let's move our feet to end hunger locally and throughout the world. Join the Blanket Brigade. Unity of Tucson is collecting blankets and sleeping bags in anticipation of the cold nights that are on the horizon. The collection will be delivered to Sister Jose's shelter for distribution to those in need. We will be collecting now through November 12th. Did you know Unity of Tucson offers a midweek spiritual practice? Join us each Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. for the Silent Unity Prayer Service. It's about 30 minutes of contemplation and affirmation held in the prayer room. You can find out more about all our events, classes, and other offerings in the Desert Light Book and Gift Store or online at unitytucson.com. Have an amazing and magnificent week.
Yes. Two more quick announcements that did not make the reel. Number one, Laura Cass was delayed in her return from Hawaii to the mainland. Her flight yesterday was canceled, so she's on a flight currently. That means there is not going to be a green team meeting today. She wanted me to make sure everyone knew that. Second to that is the silent auction items need to be delivered really today. If you have arranged for a silent auction item for the gala, please make sure that that item is delivered today. If you have any questions about that, I'm going to point you out, Deb. If you could raise your hand, you can speak to Deb Benson, who is the chair of our silent auction. So thank you for your support of that and the gala and everything. And look, we have some magnificent people who are going to join me here from our youth program, including Disco Minnie. I love it. This is Jessica. It's great.
You should have been the solo singer today.
You should have been the solo singer today. Yeah. This is Jessica Bronk, who is the manager of our Youth and Family Ministries. And tell us what happened today.
Hello. I actually had two amazing volunteers and staff, so I actually got to sit in big church today for most of the time and hear a wonderful message. But we had one today. We think people were out partying too hard last night and probably Friday night with trunk or treats and all the other Halloween fun. As you can see, Mark from the kitchen gave us cookies this morning to decorate, which was so sweet. No, not her daddy is also named Mark. And then Oscar, who helps out as well, gave trick-or-treat bags. It was so sweet. So anyway, if you see Mark or Oscar, please, they are so kind to us and take care of us. Anyway, I would just encourage everybody. When I was in the message and you were talking about looking in the faces of others and seeing their divineness and connecting to that, I think there's truly no better way than looking into the icing-covered, sprinkles-covered face of little ones, and just realizing that childlike divine nature in all of us as well. So if you get a chance, connect with that this week if you have little ones in your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, thank you. If you would like to have the experience of someone looking upon you as the face of God, you can speak to a prayer chaplain following the celebration today. Our prayer chaplains in service today are Reverend Sue Oliver and Deborah Walker. They have stoles today, so you can recognize them. They will be here in the sanctuary if you would like a moment of prayer following the celebration. You can also make your prayer intentions known by writing out a prayer intention form and putting it into the prayer intention box in the lobby. You can also always send an email to prayer@unitytucson.com and know that your prayers are absolutely handled by a magnificent team of prayer chaplains here. I want to say thank you to everyone who made today's celebration so magnificent. Let me first thank our keepers of the flames, Lynn and Mary. Thank you so much for your celebration and service today. Guiding us in meditation and also in the reading, the affirmation, and the prayer, Reverend Felicia Searcy, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Blessing our offering, Reverend Sue Oliver, thank you. Our prayer chaplains on duty, Sue and Deborah, thank you so much for being of service. I want to say thank you to our hospitality team, our greeters, and our ushers. And as a reminder, today is the final Sunday of the month, and that means it's Potluck Sunday. So don't be so quick to go out the door and to the left. Go out the door and to your right and go into Harmony Hall and have some lunch with us today. And thank you to everybody who provided a dish, and thank you to everybody who makes this potluck happen so magnificently every month. I want to say thank you to our technical team, Fabian and Rowan, Don, and Kyle back there. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This glorious team of musicians, Linda, Raphael, Paul, and Aaron, thank you so much. Even though he had to leave, let's hear it for Matt Holter. Yes, yes, yes. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for shining your light. Please keep doing that, will ya? Keep shining your light. Let's finalize ourselves today in this celebration by sharing together this prayer of divine awareness. I am infinite light. I am infinite love. I am infinite power. I am infinite presence. Wherever God is, I am. Wherever I am, God is. And so it is. Amen. Feel free to move your body with our closing psalm. Make it a magnificent week, everyone.